In the meantime, we tell you that marketers under the aegis of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria have said their National Executive Council would be meeting officially on Monday to find a lasting solution to the problem. The national president of IPMAN, Ahmed Fashola, said that Monday's meeting became expedient following the prevalence of fuel scarcity despite recent aggressive moves by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. Fashola said the NNPC, which is the sole importer of petroleum products in the country, opened up its reserves to all existing depots across the country on Friday in a bid to ease off the long queues at the filling stations. Now, we are being joined on the news by Umar Babakano Jada, who is the National Treasurer for IPMAN, and he will be talking to us more about this. Thank you so much, Usman, for joining us on the news at this time. Umar, rather, for joining us at this time. It's nice to have you around.
Good evening.
So, is there any tangible reason as to why Nigeria is experiencing fuel scarcity at this time, despite efforts to ensure availability by the NNPC?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, there are some issues. There are some lingering issues that caused the petroleum scarcity some days back. But at least now all hands are on deck. That we have enough products, and all our marketers are at least now loading without hitch-free loading, having hitch-free loadings, and the output has improved dramatically. And we are hoping within the shortest time possible, all this will disappear.
Well, that has not really happened when you look at different localities within Nigeria in different states. For example, my area, my route to my house, I discovered that there are still queues on the way and some filling stations are still not selling. And I believe that Nigerians need to know why there is this fuel scarcity, because NNPC said all depots have been opened, but then we still do not have these filling stations dispensing fuel to consumers. So why is it that there's a scarcity?
Yeah, it may be. There might be an issue of maybe some stations not dispensing fuel. Maybe they have not got. Maybe on your way, you say your locality, maybe, but from your office to your house, 10 filling stations that are selling fuel today, you will count more than 10 or even 20. Because as far as we are concerned, for sure, we have enough fuel now, and we are loading throughout, even since from last weekend, we have been loading throughout the weekends up to the week. Okay. And I can assure you, and everybody knows that at least there is an improvement than the way it was.
Okay, now Omar, 5 days ago it was reported that IPMAN threatened to shut down 30,000 filling stations due to 200 billion naira being owed by the federal government over bridging claims. So is that why petrol is being hoarded?
No, that one has been there for quite a long time. I know there was a time during the maybe first quarter of the issue with the NMDPRA. That's the defunct PEF, Petroleum Equalization Fund, whereas our monies have been held there for quite some time. And that is causing so much to our constituency, to our members here, because without enough, capital for you to, serviceable for them to go and load, you have same issue. And but that is just a warning. It does not affect this for now, because as you said, it was just 5 days ago, and this fuel scarcity has been there for. That will not affect it for now. It is part of us that had this issue. That's from the unit chairman. They also have their own people whom they came together with. That if at all they have not been paid, something like this may happen, but at least it is still under control.
Okay, well, Omar, we are having issues with audio from your end, but then we'll try to make meat of this particular discussion. Now, some petroleum marketers within your fold have been accused of exploiting the present situation of this fuel scarcity to make more money by deliberately hoarding the commodity and sell at a higher rate. Can you confirm this particular accusation?
Generally, when you have the scarcity, some people, get to exploit the. Everybody, not all marketers. I can say nobody is doing that. I cannot say nobody is doing that, but not all marketers. Not everybody. Why would you hold the product? When there was
Omar, quite a number,
there was nothing like this.
Quite a number of these independent marketers are actually hoarding because, like I said, when you move around within 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers, you discover that some filling stations are not selling, while it's been confirmed that they do have stock within, within the facility. So when we continue to hide under the guise of whether we know or we don't know, the truth of the matter is that you go on the streets, you discover that that is true. And in some filling stations, the price have skyrocketed. We don't even have an official price, whether it's still 700, 600, 580, 1,000, 1,002. We don't understand. So we need to understand or have a true picture of what obtains. Do you have a monitoring team that goes around to ascertain if these filling stations are hoarding or if prices are, with impunity are being hiked? We need to understand this.
Yeah, right. As you have said earlier, we have called for emergency meeting that's tomorrow, where we have so much complaints about this, and we have a task force put in place. Whereas so far, all the stations we went to are not having fuel bought from the NNPC depots. Some might be having some reserve, maybe of 800 to 1,000 liters. Yeah, you cannot say he doesn't have fuel. So, but that fuel is more or less a reserve. Even though in such situations, you cannot keep those type of amount. So, but nevertheless, we have now called for an emergency meeting tomorrow to look into all these accusations. But as far as we are concerned, there is nothing like this. Because, people can magnify things, whenever they see something of such a nature. Like now you are saying some of the stations are selling about 700. I don't know the source of his product. Some places they buy it also at a parallel market. So to bring it, how do you compare a person who bought maybe, if at all, officially it's around 600 to 670 or so, somebody who bought at 670, and someone who bought at 720, maybe selling 750. How do you compare the person selling at 750, whereas he bought at 720, than the hoarders or maybe those black marketers selling at maybe 1,500, 1,200 in even guarantee the quality of the products?
All right, Omar, we may need to stretch this further, but then time is not on our side. I really want to appreciate the fact that you actually came on board to talk to us about this. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.